Sixthany Godtano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Drake and Future collaborative album / mixtape thing. What a time to be alive, wow. What a time to be alive. Okay, so this is a collaborative record between two of the biggest stars in hip-hop music right now. We have the Canadian rap king, Champagne Papi himself, the Six God, and ATL trap balladeer and autotune addict, Future. Both of whom are fresh off of some of their biggest, most successful releases yet. Drake with If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Even I was impressed with this thing, and I'm not even really that big of a Drake fan. And apparently a lot of other people were too, because this thing recently went platinum. I thought the minimal approach to the beats on this thing was really refreshing. Some of Drake's best and most clever and funny and entertaining lines and lyrics, I think, end up on this record, as well as hooks and sort of refrains, even if some of them were ghost-written, as Meek Mill pointed out earlier this year, as he tried to start a Twitter beef with Drake, in which Meek is the one that ended up with egg on his face, which is so ridiculous, and sort of goes to show how at this very moment, Drake is so at the peak of his game, he's so untouchable, that people can just literally expose him, and like nobody cares. They're still like a really big fan of him. To the point where he doesn't really need to be doing a full-length album collaboration with any other artist out there right now, but yeah, he is. Anyway, and Future, I mean, he is doing good. You can't really deny it. I mean, I didn't really care for his last full-length album that much. I thought it was decent. Dirty Sprite 2. I think the sound of this record was really great. Definitely the best sounding project he's pulled out in a while. Really dark, moody, intoxicating, kind of psychedelic. I liked a lot of the beats on this thing, but lyrically and vocally, I found Future to be kind of one-dimensional on this project. By the halfway point of the record, Future has pretty much done everything that he's going to be doing for the rest of the record. He's a little bit of a one-trick pony. But Future does have a strong and very recognizable sound. He's pretty catchy, and we do love a good, strong, trendy trend in hip-hop. And not to sound down on the whole thing, because there is actually huge, explosive potential in a Drake and Future collaboration. Future has a really distinct sound. He can be really catchy if he has a hook behind him. Drake, I think, has a better grasp of melody than Future does, which could lead to some more melodic and some sweeter sounding, less redundant songs. And Drake is a strong lyricist, at least when he's writing his own lyrics, or at least he has good taste in lyrics when other people are writing them for him. You can give him that much. You can give him that much. And we have Metro Boomin producing on this thing, a lot of the beats, if not all the beats, and that means potential for bangers. And that's essentially what we get here. We get foul, grimy, but also pretty well-groomed, pretty and refined melodic bangers. In a way similar to Dirty Sprite 2, but a little bit harder, and also in a way similar to what Travis Scott was doing on Rodeo not too long ago, taking this Atlanta sound and just making it a little bit more artsy and melodic and dreary. And intoxicating too, but Future already had a lot of that going for himself on Dirty Sprite 2, just by himself, with that one Drake feature on the record. And there are at least a handful of cuts on this pretty short project, 11 tracks, which sound like they could have been cuts off of Dirty Sprite 2. They're just being reanimated to appear on this project. And Drake is being added into the equation to add a few extra vocal melodies or some lyrics. Sort of like with the track I'm the Plug, which sounds a lot like, in my opinion, I Serve the Bass from Future's last project, Digital Dash, and the song Live from the Gutter 2. And I don't necessarily think this is the worst thing in the world. I liked a lot of the tracks off of DS2. And Drake's appearances on these tracks make things a little more entertaining and lively and a little more engaging. And I think Metro Boomin's instrumentals go a little harder on this project than they did on DS2 for the most part. Again, it's not bad, but it doesn't keep this tape from feeling very quickly thrown together, especially with a lot of these tracks just being at a very tight, concise 3 minutes or so. And sometimes the songwriting on these tracks can feel pretty out to lunch, like on I'm the Plug, or on the track Change Locations Too, where everything lyrically, vocally feels really just off the top. But when Drake and Future do click, and there is a spark there, and there is electricity there, and there's a good tune, and there's just a hard banging instrumental, we get tracks off of this thing that will work really well in that club context that Drake and Future are known for working in so well. DJs can just kill two birds with one stone, and instead of just playing a Future song or a Drake song, play both at the same time. Whoa. Tracks I think that would work well, and I love off this thing are Big Rings. I think Drake's introduction and his lyrics on this track, even though they're simple, I think they're hilarious. And Diamonds Dancing, I think, is one of the best tracks that Drake and Future has done in a while. This track is not only hard-hitting and explosive, but it's really moody and beautiful too. I like the vocal melodies on this thing, and Metro Boomin's beat on here is absolutely gorgeous. I think if this project could just be boiled down to one single song, keep this same artwork and just make it a single for Diamonds Dancing, and you've got just like one of the coolest hits of the year. And as Drake and Future sing together in unison on this track, it goes over better than expected. The song Scholarships isn't bad, and the track Plastic Bags isn't too bad either. A bit of a strip club anthem where Drake and Future are constantly just trading places on the track on the same melodic line. Things kind of unravel a little bit toward the end of the project. The song Jersey really does feel kind of like a DS2 throwaway. There's no Drake on it whatsoever. And the 30 for 30 freestyle has no Future on it. I guess they each get their own little solo track. And 30 for 30 wasn't too bad. I mean, I guess it's intriguing if you're a hardcore Drake fan and you kind of want to hear a bit of a mental update from Drake with everything that's been kind of going through his head since the release of If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Drake addresses just a lot of haters and people trying to take him down, and a little bit of the ghostwriting, just sort of, authenticity, just real lyricist rapper type stuff that's been getting thrown at him since the Meek Mill beef. Overall, I thought this project was okay. A few tracks were decent, a handful were great, some of them could have gotten thrown into the recycle bin. It just feels like a little bit of a compilation, nothing too big or significant. And it's because it's not really that ambitious of a project. Drake and Future kind of go into each track with almost the same sound and the same aesthetic and the same vibe. Some of the tracks are harder, some of them are a little softer, and they just kind of give us a hit here, a hit there, some misses. It's just a little all over the place. It doesn't seem like their intentions going into it were that big. And as a result, I don't think it came out as great as it possibly could have been, because Drake and Future right now, they're at the top of their games. And I guess what's kind of sad is that the potential in them collaborating wasn't really fully explored. We just kind of got some short, enjoyable tracks. I'm feeling a light to decent 6 on this thing. Transition. Have you given this record a listen? If you have, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Fantano, Drake, Future, Forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and what you see on your screen right now is a screenshot from our brand new website that we launched a little earlier this year. It was built by the good people over at Squarespace, and I'm here to tell you that there are 2 links in the description box. One link where you can build your own site via Squarespace for your home business, for your personal hobby, little passion project, whatever, at a discount using a certain URL that we have put in the description box. And also there's a link to a playlist. We've done a noise rock playlist. So if you want to get into noise rock, sort of learn the noise rock ropes a little bit, both records, new and old, classics and newbies, then check out that playlist. And that's it. Have a good one. Love you. Bye.